Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we have come up with an issue where a controversy or dispute has arisen between two countries of Turkey and Greece. The dispute is with regards to certain islands and islets that are situated in the Aegean Sea. So in this particular video, we are going to discuss about the geographical region where the dispute has erupted, and also we are going to discuss in brief about the historical background and the present condition related to the dispute. So let us start and delve deeper into this particular topic. So first of all, the context in which we are discussing this issue is because recently, while giving a speech, the president of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he has warned Greece that Greece should stay away from the dreams and certain dreams and actions that it would later regret. Not only that, he also have urged the Greece to come to its senses and directed the country to demilitarize islands in the Aegean Sea. So why Turkey has directed such a grave threat to Greece is because Turkey alleges that Greece has been continuously ramping up its military presence or building up the military presence in certain islands of Aegean Sea, which is prohibited by the international treaties of the past, and that is why by building the military presence, Greece is actually violating the international treaties, and that is why it unilaterally is trying to change the status of Aegean Island from unarmed to armed. So this is whole background or brief overview on which the dispute has erupted. However, Greece on the other hand says that Turkey has deliberately misinterpreted the treaties that has been signed in past, and Greece defined its view or defined its action by saying that Greece is doing nothing illegal in these Aegean Islands and it has legal grounds to defend itself, and basically the build-up of military is not a kind of offensive posture but an action that is coming out of the self-defense. So first of all, let us try to understand the geography of this disputed area. So as we discussed, it is Aegean Sea Islands which are in dispute. So Aegean Sea basically is a part of a larger Mediterranean Sea that is separating African continent from the European continent in the north and south, and also Asian continent from the east. And Aegean Sea, as we can see from here, is a small part of sea that is situated between Greece and Anatolia plateau of Turkey. Apart from that, some other smaller seas that are part of Mediterranean, as we can see, is between Italy and Croatia are Adriatic Sea. Then here we have Tyrrhenian Sea. Apart from that, we also have small seas like Ionian Sea. So these are the important seas of Mediterranean. Now, if you look at the region of this particular Aegean Sea, we can see from here the overall area of Aegean Sea is almost 2 lakh square kilometers, where we have more than thousands of islands that are situated. Out of the thousands of islands situated in Aegean Sea, more than 80% of islands belong to the territory of Greece. And here the Aegean Sea is separating Greece peninsula in the west with the Anatolia plateau of Turkey in the east. So let us try to have a brief understanding of the background of the dispute. So the dispute is nothing new. This kind of dispute has been going on between the two countries since the early 1970s, and that is why the Turkey and Greece have emerged as a regional adversary despite being a member of NATO on the host of issues concerning the governance of Aegean Sea area. The first such major dispute erupted somewhere in the December 1995, where an island called as Imia Islets and called as Kardak Island by the Turkey. There was a dispute regarding who is the under whose territory these islands come, and that is why, since both countries were claiming their right over the governance of this island, the countries started to ramp up their navy presence, and the naval warfare was almost about to start between two countries when the international community interfered and a large war was averted. The stakeholders are like parties like United Nations, United States of America, all the European countries obviously, International Court of Justice and NATO from time to time has intervened in the matters and had tried to settle the dispute between those two countries so that a large war or big war between the two NATO members does not erupt, because not only this war will be deadly for the Europe, but also it will test the unity of European Union as well as the unity of NATO, and NATO does not want to see kind of divided, especially in present situation where they are trying to present we can say united front against the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So that is why all these international partners are very much have a very large interest in preventing a large scale warfare or large scale conflict in the region of Aegean Sea. Now let us try to understand that what are the treaties that Turkey is talking about, which it says that Greece is continuously violating. So first of such treaty is called as Lausanne Treaty, which was signed in year 1923, just after the end of World War I. The Lausanne Treaty was signed between Turkey, who was considered as a descendant state of Ottoman Empire, and the Allied powers, of which Greece was a part. And as per the Lausanne Treaty of 1923, it clearly defined or demarcated the maritime boundaries between Turkey and Greece. And this we can see as per Treaty of Lausanne. This region, that is the straits are there, all these areas and the islands were considered as demilitarized. Apart from that, several islands and islets that were part of Aegean Sea, their demarcation was done in such a manner that beyond 3 miles from the Turkish coast, all the islands were ceded to the Greece. At the same time, it was ensured that while Greece will have a control over this island, Greece will never militarize this island. So there is a continuous, or we can say indefinite, demilitarization of islands. At the same time, the straits that is under control of Turkey were to be ensured. Not only that, later on, the territorial concession was also given by Turkey when it ceded Cyprus, which is another island in the Mediterranean Sea, to the British Empire. So that is the first treaty, that is Treaty of Lausanne. Then we know that after World War II, we have the Second World War that has erupted or that has occurred between 1941 to 1945. And just after the conclusion of World War II, another peace treaty that is known by the name of Paris Peace Treaty was signed between Turkey and the Greece. And as per this particular treaty, there is an island that is called as Dodecanese Island, which is actually a kind of archipelago because it is a group of 12 islands in the Aegean Sea. These Dodecanese islands were given or ceded to the Greece. Not only that, if you look at the present relevance of this treaty, so as far as the Turkey is concerned, it recognizes both the treaties and accuses Greece that while Greece accuses Turkey that the Turkey is, we can say, deliberately misinterpreting this particular treaty. So what does Greece have to say about this treaty? Greece says that if we do not consider or we forget about the Lausanne Treaty for one time, what we see that there is a Montreux Convention that was signed in 1936. And Montreux Convention was a convention that basically has decided that how Turkey will rule or govern the straits that is connected Mediterranean Sea to the Black Sea region. And as per the Montreux Convention, the regime of the straits that was signed under this, it supersedes the Lausanne Treaty on the straits. That is the viewpoint of Greece, while Turkey does not agree with that. And that is why Greece says that since as per the 1936 Montreux Convention, since Turkey was given right to militarize the straits, or it can use force or its naval or its navy to guard the straits, and that is why thus it also gives right to Greece so that it can also militarize the islands of the Aegean Sea. And that is why it is saying that the 1936 Montreux Convention supersedes the Lausanne Treaty. So how or why all these controversies, or we can say dispute, are erupting? So before understanding about this dispute in detail, let us try to understand what are the maritime zones. Maritime zones are basically classified by United Nations Convention on Law of Seas that came into effect in year 1982, and both countries, Turkey and Greece, have signed it in later period. So as per the UN clause 1982, maritime zones are divided into several parts. The first part of maritime zone is called as territorial sea, which is marked from the coast or baseline of any country up to 12 nautical mile distance. Then further, from this 12 nautical mile distance, if we go further 12 nautical mile, then we have the another zone that is called as contiguous zone. Not only that, from the baseline itself, if you measure a distance of almost 200 nautical miles, then we have an exclusive economic zone. And in the same area, we also have continental shelf, which extends up to the continental part of the landmass. And beyond that, the region of the sea are called as high seas region. So basically, the controversy between Greece and Turkey is regards to almost all these different zones, because the interpretation of the countries varies that where do their territory ends. So let us try to understand this in more detail. Now, the first controversy is with regards to the area of territorial sea. Now, why the controversy is there? Because as per UN clause 1982, the territorial sea is marked up to the distance of 12 nautical mile from the coast. However, Turkey claims only territorial sea up to a distance of 6 nautical mile from the coast. And that is why it also says that Greece should also adhere to the same principle and should measure its territorial sea up to only 6 nautical mile from its island coast. And not only that, Turkey even had warned Greece that if Greece wants to extend its territorial water to the full extent, that means up to 12 nautical mile, that will be considered by Turkey as a casus belli. Casus belli stands for a valid cause of war. The reason is very simple. Turkey gives its reasoning in the form that if Greece extends its territorial water, what will happen? Almost 2/3 of the Aegean Sea will come under the direct control of the Greece. And if since both the countries are have an adversarial relationship, in that case, the Turkey can be deprived by Greece of its basic access to international waters and the trade routes. Because Aegean Sea connects to Mediterranean Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea is connected to both Indian Ocean via Gulf of Suez and Atlantic Ocean via the Strait of Gibraltar. So that is why having access via Aegean Sea is very crucial for Turkey to ensure that its maritime trade or its even the movement of its naval ships can go unhindered. The second dispute is regards to the continental shelf and the exclusive economic zone region. As we discussed before, exclusive economic zone region extends up to a distance of 200 nautical mile from the coast. Here both countries again have a different way of measuring the EEZ. Greece says that since it has lot of different islands scattered all over the Aegean Sea, each of the islands should individually be considered so that the marking of EEZ should happen considering that island as a baseline. In that manner, what will happen? The exclusive economic zone of Greece will extend all the way up to the western coast of the Turkey. At the same time, Turkey says that this is not a valid way of demarcating of exclusive economic zone. It says that there should be a median line drawn between the Turkey and Greece, and median line should be considered as the dividing line, and the exclusive economic zone should be measured as such. And that is why it says that equitable basis should be used while determining the EEZ of both the countries. And due to this, we can say difference in the approach of measurement of EEZ, both countries have overlapping continental shelf over offshore natural resources and gas and minerals held by this shelf. That is why it becomes very crucial. Why both countries want to increase their area of influence or increase their territorial boundary? Because in these exclusive economic zones of the Aegean Sea shelf, there are large reserve of oil and natural gases, and that is why whoever controls this EEZ, obviously they will have the full control of exploration of the mineral reserves, different kind of mineral reserve, fisheries reserve, as well as any other natural resources that might be present over there. The third part of dispute is, as we discussed before also, regards to the militarization of several islands and islands situated in the Aegean Sea. And Turkey here is alleging that as per the Treaty of Lausanne, since it was decided that Greece will not militarize its island, and thus by military presence, increasing its military presence, it is violating these treaties. On the other hand, Greece have defended its militarization on the basis that they said that a lot of islands where militarization by Greece is being done are in close proximity to the Izmir coast of Turkey. Now, if you look at this map here, this is the city of Izmir, the coast of Turkey. And these are the scattered islands here and there, which is under the control of Greece. And the Greece says that around this Izmir region, Turkey already has deployed its troop, the land attacking troop, that is also known by the name of 4th Army. And that is why, since Turkey already has stationed its troop on Izmir coast, it has actually a power to then take by force the islands that is belonging to Greece in the future. And that is why Greece have to act in the self-defense and station its forces there so that the accession of these islands does not happen by force via Turkey in future. This also is given credence by by Greece by saying that in 1970s, Turkey have actually invaded the Cyprus and have acceded part of Cyprus. And that is why in response to this Turkey's invasion of Cyprus, Greece says that it has militarized the Dodecanese islands near Turkey, and again this is for the self-defense purposes. Now the last part of dispute is with regards to the airspace violation. So what is airspace? As per the United Nations Convention on Law of Seas, the airspace above the territorial sea of any country is the region where that particular state enjoys sovereign right. That means any other country's ship, aircraft, if it is entering into the territorial sea, airspace above territorial sea, it has to take permission from the given state. And that is where both countries are continuously alleging that the countries are involved in violation of airspace over the Aegean Sea region. Both Greece and Turkey have alleged that other is carrying out flights near or over their coast. So these are the four areas where both Greece and Turkey are kind of having a adversarial relationship and having different way of interpreting various international treaties like Lausanne Treaty, Paris Treaty, as well as the United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. So what we can basically say in the conclusion is that if you look at the situation, since NATO do not want, or the European countries overall do not want this kind of conflict to transform into kind of wider conflict, so Greece has taken the matter to NATO, while Turkey has said that Greece is the one instigating tension by flying near its coastline. So we'll have to wait and watch how NATO and other stakeholders like EU, United States of America and United Nations intervene if the conflict emerges into a larger war. So that is all about this particular conflict between Turkey and Greece. That is all for today. Thank you very much.